Hello, all of you out here in Video Land. We're here at the Contest Game Room in Grand Ledge, Michigan. We're here with the owner-operator of this arcade, Mr. Steve Dove. Is it?
Yes, it is.
This interview being reshot from an earlier attempt because YouTube would not load the longer segments. So we're going to try some shorter segments of 10 minutes or less. When I last interviewed you, you were saying that you had operated this arcade since at least 1980. And you mentioned you had converted it from a record store.
No, I didn't. The record store was first, with only a couple of games, and then put in a couple of games. And then I started growing, and decided to go all games because of shoplifting. And what was that?
That was the sound of another game. It's quite a selection of classic games you have here. And also, you've got some other games here.
I can't see them either, but I can hear them.
Well, for instance, you have a nice pool table here.
I ain't no good at it. Aren't you good at it? Yeah, well I am. Very good.
Well, we sure hope your customers are good at it.
I hope you are good at it.
I don't know. I certainly pour a lot of money into it before I was good at it.
What do you mean? You poured tons of money into this?
Well, I'm not very good at pool. I never have been.
Neither am I.
Over here, we have a shuffleboard hockey table, or what is this?
This is shuffleboard. Air hockey.
This thing that says Dynamo on it.
Air hockey. Yep.
Air hockey.
This thing over here.
Let's pan over here.
Space Invaders. Yeah.
And folks, what we have here is a rare Midway Space Invaders cabinet, the sit-down version. Some of you older gamers may recall that there were two versions of Space Invaders officially released. One was by Taito Corporation, the official release, and the other version was released by Midway Manufacturing, a subsidiary of Bally. The Bally Midway is no longer in business, or at least they weren't when Williams Electronics took them over in the early 80s. You may recall also the video game crash of 1983. What happened was they released a flood of home video games onto the market. They ended up with a glut, and well, let's say some of them ended up in a landfill in Arizona, and others disappeared into the dustbin of history. One of the most infamous debacles was the Atari release of the Pac-Man home game in about 1982, winter 1982. They manufactured 12 million cartridges, anticipating a big draw. Well, what happened was they grossly misunderestimated that. They only sold about 10 million of them. It was a huge loss for Atari Games. They ended up kind of supernovaing because of that and some other mistakes. And if oh, here's another thing. This is one of the older foosball tables in the world, and if we could get a closer look, you may, if you could tell us about it.
It's a heavy-duty one.
Would you come over to the foosball table and tell us about it? Could you do that for us? This is a wood-style cabinet with
Foosball table I bought from Music Systems. And I've had it here for all when they sold it to me.
And this one has metal turnstiles.
Yes, it does.
And as I understand it, this kind of foosball table is not to be made anymore.
Well, this is made before, right?
I'm not.
I've had it.
I'm not.
It's been metal ever since I've had it.
Okay. So is it the wood or the metal that is rare?
Pardon?
In the earlier interview, you had mentioned that these kind of foosball tables aren't made anymore. Or was I mistaken?
I didn't think so. I'm going to stop them. However, if the law says they can't, they can't. But
well, probably for technological reasons and such.
would you please close the top machine, the top of that pop machine? I think that's open.
The pop machine?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, it appears to be closed. Is it? Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's closed. Okay, we'll have to stop it here. We'll have to stop the segment here. And we'll pick it up in part 2 of this interview of this fine arcade and this owner, Stephen Dove, of the Contest Game Room in Grand Ledge, Michigan. This concludes interview part 1.